All right, and welcome back after a very brief break to OS World Cup 2024, round of 32, day one, rolling onward here. On the main stream, we are going to see number 12 seeded Norway against number 21 seeded Thailand. Both teams in their highest ever seeding placement and looking to put on a show for us this morning with new and improved rosters. I'm this one guy. Joining me for this match is going to be Bubble Man. And Bubble, what are we thinking here? Norway, new and improved this year with the addition of Zubs, GN departing. What kind of changes do you think this makes to their team, and what kind of maps they're going to pick and so on?
Look, I'm going to say it. GN departing is looking good, because if they've not got Gion on the team, they've got 8 players that can outperform him. And, well, we all know him from low approach rate. We all know him from his consistency on easy. So if these guys live up to what we're expecting from them, then we're in for a show from this Norway lot. I've been following them this year. Incredible guys. That is such a banter team as well. They're all just so... The team vibes are immaculate. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
And this is a Norway team coming off a 22 seed last year, top 24 finish. Definitely going to look to improve on that, I think, this time around. Thailand on the other side, last year, number 30 seed, moving up in the world. They finished top 24 as well with a win over New Zealand in the losers bracket on a tiebreaker last year. Kind of a feel-good story to see that team getting a win. And they bring back their core roster. I think are going to be a similarly strong team, going to be the underdogs in this matchup, but a team that you have to keep an eye on.
Yeah, the consistency is on point from these guys, like as it is every year. They've got the same kind of pedigree. I mean, Deppy, you know him from all of the reading maps that he gets ranked, so you can extrapolate that information and think, look, these guys know what they're doing. These guys are consistent. These guys always turn up and put on a show. And I think both of these teams are pretty hungry for a win here, because they look at the other side and they think, oh, these guys are beatable. And Norway look at the other side and think, yeah, these guys are beatable. So... tiebreaker, do you reckon, Aaron?
I'd love to see it. I mean, we did just get a somewhat surprisingly close match between Malaysia and the Philippines that just ended. So maybe some back-to-back closely fought ones would be pretty cool to see. Starting off with very unsurprising bans here, I would say DT2 banned by Thailand. Of course, Norway, known nowadays as an extremely strong mechanics team. Hidden One, the ban from Norway. That feels a little out of place knowing what we've seen in this team in the past.
I mean, I'm not. It's not unexpected, not wholly out of the question. But you think of Norway as this hidden team. I think of Norway as this speed tapping, real high accuracy team. Hunter's back on the team at like the longest gap between any two OWC performances that come back this year. So the old man is back, but he doesn't play like an old man. His fingers did not really be affected by the break that he took. And then we've got Paper Candle, Nanolini. We've got Ninarik, the new rank 3 player.
And Ninarik has really shown up as like just claiming this spot as probably the best tournament speed player out there. Won the Speed 1v1 tournament a little bit earlier this year and has been dominant on high VPM tapping picks. Not the only skill set he's good at, but certainly the one he's best known for, and one that I think Norway is definitely going to look to utilize in this matchup for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I mean, yeah, Hunda, Nanolini, and Melver as well. You think of Melver as a pretty consistent all-rounder player, but he can tap. I was playing Psytrance with him a couple of days ago, and he was giving me a run for my money. No, these guys, they're exciting. And on the other side, Master, Hinamon, Kadama, and Chests being the lineup posted by Thailand. I didn't actually get a chance to check what their scores were on the contested picks. Do you have any information about this?
Speed is not a good look here for Thailand, based on qualifiers, to say the least. If you look at qualifiers DT2, look at qualifiers DT3. Norway won those by 1.9 million, 800K. Won the Nomad 2 as well in comparison by about 250K, so that one was a little closer. But definitely looks like Norway is going to have a pretty sizable advantage on these heavy mechanics picks in this particular matchup. That being said, Thailand did look comparatively very good on the DT1 in qualifiers. So something to keep in mind for possibly somewhere down the line. But I think on a pick like this, opening up with this Nomad 2, with this Norway roster that we see in front of us, they're definitely going to be favored on this raw tapping type of speed pick.
I'm getting into it straight away. I mean, the DT1, there's not really an equivalent in this pool, so nothing that Thailand can tech into. They just have to sit through this faux DT pick. Not quite 7 stars even, so I would say they have a shot at this.
Yeah, there's always a chance, right? You drop that star rating down just a little bit from the qualifiers, and maybe teams with some consistency on a somewhat lower star rating pool can start to have opportunities that they wouldn't have otherwise. Got a very early break from Hunter on Norway's side, the traded break back from Hinaman. Interestingly, Nova Sperry on this pick for Thailand, who was in for every map in qualifiers for them. So seeing him out on anything is a little bit surprising to me.
Yeah, he's one of the known names on the Thailand roster. Definitely an anchor of a player. So maybe just not in his wheelhouse, or in everyone else's wheelhouse. We got 2 FCs still on the board. Kanama finding another miss.
Chess and Master, as mentioned, still on those full combos, but you still have a 3-way for Norway and nearly a 4-way Hunter, only about 30 combo behind.
We were playing, I'd say a scrim, but it was just me versus the Norway lot. And he said he does not know how to hit the triangles at the start. He's completely mind-blocked on them. So treat that as an FC. That's
the closest thing to an FC he was ever going to have on this map. How about that? And no SSs remaining, couple hundreds dropped by everyone, at least one. Paper Candle, Nanolini, you mentioned in the beginning, a player to kind of look out for. He struggled, I think, with nerves quite a bit last year, but this year looking to improve on that concern and doing it well so far on this first pick, holding on to the highest accuracy full combo in this lobby. And that 400k lead for Norway looking pretty steady into the ending.
This is quite a performance from both teams. It is Melva that finds the miss. Consistency, man. You've seen him put up incredible performances on tiebreakers. Cannot shake out his nerves in the first map.
Fortunately for Norway.
Look at these accuracies. Chests, Nineric, Nanolini. Final burst. Oh, we got identical. Unlucky dropping a 1-100 there for Nanolini. 2 3-100 performances from them, but a 5-100 on chess side. Puts his score up for Thailand. It was quite well fought, closely contested. Even though it didn't look it, a single miss from any of the players any earlier for Norway would have spelled the end for them, really.
Yeah, that one a close battle. I mean, the slider break from Melver made it so that Thailand kind of would have had an opening in it. Fortunately, Hinaman and Kadama just a little behind. And they're Hunter mentioning that mind block that you talked about at the start. He is open to admitting to that particular concern on that map. Fortunately, didn't come back to bite him, though. Norway 1-0 lead, unsurprisingly, that first pick. Now, going over to Thailand, if we look at the qualifiers, did win a couple of maps in the compared scores. Had the superior hidden 2 score, had the superior DT1 score, as mentioned, but are going to open up with this DT3, so kind of a hybrid alt with light tech elements. And I think this might be the kind of map that Thailand likes in this matchup.
I could see that being the case. We see Lesbury coming in, Chest sticking around again. These guys are quite evenly matched on most of their preferred skill sets. I mean, the Nomad 4, I think the closest question mark comparison to this map, it was a 7th place for Norway and a 15th for Thailand. So, you know, a lower star rating, slower sliders, lower difficulty cuts. I mean, you could see it going either way with the mostly consistency battles we've been seeing on this pool.
And some of the, strong players for both teams going to be good on this, but also not like particularly in a skill set that favors itself. It's not like you saw that Nomad 2 and said, oh, Nineric is just going to destroy this, Paper Candle is just going to destroy this. So
Yeah, it does have to be a team performance, right?
Yeah.
Because we're seeing 2 FCs on both sides. You could call the Honda play an FC, but it was 2 FCs to 2. So the closer these teams get together in seeding, the more you have to kind of think, well, what's the consistency like on the lower seeded team? Gotta remember qualifiers was at least half a star rating harder than all of the maps in this pool, it being around a 32 pool.
We'll find out. We've got the GLHFs coming in. We see Melver, Anthony W, Zubs, Nineric, Sperry, Chests, Kadama, and Depiforce. So we'll see some new players coming in for map number 2. Switch up the skill set, switch up the map style. Thailand going to see if they can put their best foot forward here. To get an early 1-1 tie would be great for them. Get not necessarily momentum, but at least get into a positive mental place where you're saying, okay, we really can hang with this team on this pool. We are by no means outclassed here as a very solid 21 seeded team.
Do you think they would have picked that vibe up from Nomad 2, considering that was Norway's pretty favored skill set?
Well, at the end of the day, they did still lose it by over 400,000 points.
I guess so.
So I would say yes and no, because it was competitive to a point, but they still had 2 somewhat lower scores than the players on Norway put together.
One of those things that you look at and you have to take it one of 2 ways. It depends on what mental state they're in. The team vibe's important, I think. 400 combo on everyone getting into the chorus. We can see the slider start to hit.
Interesting style of map, this one. Offers a fair amount of opportunity to display skill. It's going to be the early break, or the first break, I should say, from Sperry. He will be the first miss in the entire lobby, so Norway holding the 4-3 full combo advantage will push their lead to 100k. And there go Chests and Kadama, and just like that, Depiforce, the only FC left for Thailand, and there are chances on this map still alive, but that lead is going to become pretty massive pretty quickly for Norway with the quad FC. Final break Nineric.
Yeah, you can kind of sacrifice 1 combo now, can't you? Because 3 are down. You've got 3 pretty strong FCs going on. Zubs, Melver, Anthony. Mentioning their names and clenching slightly. As you always do in a round of 32, it's Zubs to find a break. 2 FCs now to 1. Some combos being built up back on the Thailand side, but not quite enough to mirror any of the score gains from 2 FCs. Depi holding strong, 96% isn't great accuracy, sacrificing the slider ends just to keep the combo going, and potentially may be important. Not caught out by the 1/6 trill, and into the next chorus they go. Sliders hitting again, important to catch the slider ends. Melva hits the slider ends, but not quite the heads. That combo is now gone, and it is Depiforce against Anthony.
Notably though, Anthony, well, there's the break from Depiforce anyway, so that makes it irrelevant. I was going to say Anthony up by nearly 100k because that AC difference between those 2 FCs was so great. But the Depiforce break makes that irrelevant anyway. There goes Kadama traded with Zubs. We have Anti-W, the lone FC in the lobby. Nineric building back up. With Sperry Chests, both have done a very good job of building their combo back up through the middle third. But there goes Lesperi, and probably there go the chances of Thailand as Chests falls as well. Anthony W locking down this full combo into the last quarter of the map. Nineric on a large recovery combo as well. And this is looking like it's going to be a break point on the first pick for Thailand to give Norway that 2-0 lead. Once we get through this last section of this map, it's a 400+ 1,000-point lead. Very intense.
Ending flourish. But it does look like it's been sealed. You can really see the difference between skill sets and different star ratings, right? The 6.9 star no mod 2, the speed map, 5.9 star no mod 4, 3, I can't remember, 4. And the difference in score.
This is the Nomad 3 of this
3.
pool, but it is a somewhat hybrid skill set between the two, so obviously you can be forgiven for forgetting which of the two it was, not quite so directly slot pooled into one
I
or
just
the
straight
other.
up didn't know which map it was. I didn't know where it was in
Trying
the
to give
pool.
you credit here, man. But it is a very strong FC out of Anti-W. Well done leading the way there for Norway. And Ack telling the story a little bit as well. 299s, a 98, and a 97 for Norway. 96, 95 on Kadama and Depi Force. 97 on Chess. So just a bit lower in the XP, a bit lower on the comfort level for Thailand. And yeah, even with that lower star rating, the actual difficulty not well represented. Players have gotten so good at those mechanics at the high star rating, whether it's a Nomad 2 or a DT2 or whatever it may be, that we sometimes forget what a low 6 to high 5-star tech map can do to people. Norway, though, comfortable enough on both skill sets to get the win and get that 2-0 early advantage.
And it's their pick again, so they can take that advantage and run with it. I mean, they won the Nomad 2, so can they run with the DT1, maybe?
You can see it. The ban was the DT2 from Thailand, so not going to have that option. But yeah, I could see a DT1 being a preferred pick here, but it's going to be the Hard Rock one instead.
Okay. No, I see this.
Go kind of just a more raw mechanics Hard Rock pick here. A little more standard Hard Rock one.
That is absolutely the wrong. Is it? Oh no, it's not. It sounds so similar to the Hidden 2 to me. On-bot map, 2 minutes 30 in length and 215 BPM. So tapping does still exist, even if it doesn't feel like it anymore. I mean, the average BPM of these maps has just come on a lot in the last few years. You'd expect to see this at about 190. And even then say, oh, that's quite fast, isn't it? But 215. We got Lesbury disconnected, so we'll have a little bit of time to talk about this. Melva, Fjell, Nanolini, and Ninorik in the lobby for Norway. Melva very well versed on the consistency stuff. On the other side, we got Chest still in Master, swapping for Depi Force. Kendama occupying that last Thailand slot. Very generic, this.
Yeah.
Got any thoughts on this?
Yeah, pretty straightforward type of map. Hard Rock 1, you know, it's got some pattern aim, and as you mentioned, the tapping requirement's still there a little bit, 215 BPM bursts, a couple of slightly longer, or I don't know, in between bursts and streams, wherever you define what length turns into a stream from a burst. Thailand put together an okay, not great score in the qualifiers. Hard Rock 1, sub 2 million. Norway, the strongest necessarily either, not really a team that's historically known for necessarily always being a dominant aim force, but I think mechanics going their way mostly in this matchup regardless.
It was interesting you say that. It was actually a better score for Thailand on the equivalent map in qualifiers. This very aimy, a few streams or bursts or whatever you want to call them here and there. Lower star rating as well. So the consistency, I think, on display from Norway on the day is going to be the kicker in this competition. But Thailand do have that edge in the qualifiers. They could have that edge in mental going into this, thinking, you know, we beat them on this at a harder map. That means we have absolutely a shot on this.
I think the benefit of this being a slightly lower star rating is that teams that are a slightly lower seed can definitely feel that they have a better chance than if it were a higher star rating. You're, as you mentioned, the consistency can play a larger factor than just the raw skill cap, where, you know, those higher seeded teams will almost always have a pretty big advantage. So we'll see how it plays out as we get into map number 3 here. Melver, Fiel, Nanolini, and Ninorik. As mentioned, Lesperi, Chess, Kadama, Master for Thailand. Norway looking to consolidate the break point to take a 3-0 lead, at which juncture they could likely sort of coast through the rest of this match if they continue to feel as strong as they have so far. But Thailand, can't count them out on a consistency aim pick by any means. So here we go. It's an early break from Fiel to get things started right out of the intro.
Matt wastes no time in getting into what you can expect from it. Fiel and Nanolini now following that, so a little bit of struggle at the start of the map, but remember, it's the start. We're just settling into the skill set. Fiel and Master trade. 3-2, Nanolini building again. And it's Eric, it's Nineric, trading with chests. We're finding FCs falling left, right, and center.
This is not starting out particularly well for a lot of players. Switched skill set up here to a little more raw aim, and it's causing some difficulty. Kadama falling. It is Lesperi with the FC. It is Melver with the FC, and other than that, it is just recovery combos on the board here and there. We'll see
no,
which
but that's a
is
drop for Kadama.
and
One of their
Master
FCs.
Falling. Not really much backing combo here for Thailand. It's Lesperi with the FC and Chess on a 300 combo. On the other side, you've got Melver on the FC, Nanolini on the 470, Nineric on the 350 field, reaching up to 300 combo. So that lead goes over to Norway. We'll see how they can build it up here as we pass the halfway mark. This one causing more problems than I think we maybe anticipated for a lot of these players, and it's a lot of pressure on Melver and on Lesperi, the only two FCs in the lobby.
Yeah, they got to keep holding, but that lead was growing very quickly once the combos dropped from Thailand. Nineric falls again. High accuracy is going to give him a lot of leeway with his points, but no more combo to continue building it. And it's Melver to drop. Down goes the FC. Lesperi now fully in control of where the point lead goes. It's shrinking. The backing combos are there. 700 for Nanolini. Can't fend it off as fast as he wants to. It's closing in really quickly, coming towards the end. Kadama drops the backing combo. 40,000 points and shrinking, but is there time? Big stream hits. Points are going to fly up, but not quite enough. 10,000 points means Norway squeak out with their point, with their pick, put it on their side of the board. Looking dicey. They could breathe a sigh of relief, wipe the sweat from their brow.
And it's an active at the end of the day. That was all about the accuracy difference between the teams. When it comes down to such small margins as 10,000 points, just the fact that Norway had 3 players over 99.4% or 99.3% accuracy, and Thailand did not have a single one, unfortunately managed to nullify the fact that Lesperi had the only FC in the lobby and took the top score by 200,000 points. A couple of hundreds here and there, 10,000 can become nothing. But Norway managed to have that ACK lead, managed to build up a score lead through that middle portion of the map and just clung to it for dear life. As we said, that was always going to be, it seemed like, a pretty contestable map, and Thailand proved that they can hang, but just not quite managing it. And so 3-0 Norway, but in a very, very close fashion on that one, and Thailand now the next pick. You almost could feel okay about going back into a similar skill set with how that went, but instead, they're going to switch it up, and as you mentioned, map sounding kind of similar. Hard Rock 1 into Hidden 2. Very, very different skill sets now. We go low AR, but we do still go into aim, but a completely different skill set requirement with that low approach rate, hidden snap aim, instead of the high AR, high BPM aim of the Hard Rock.
And this back down to 190 BPM. Exactly where I was saying the Hard Rock used to be. 6 star. Is this higher star rating than No Mod 3? Or is it exactly the same? I need to check that.
This is 6.0 stars. No Mod 3 is also 6.0 stars, so it's going to come down to the decimals.
Yeah, it's 5.9. I didn't actually notice.
It's 5.98 for both.
Cool. That's crazy.
Yeah, they're actually 5.98. Huh. I wonder if that was intentional. That would be kind of funny. They're like, oh, this is 5.98 stars and minus 5.99. Let me nerf one circle so that'll be the same star rating.
Oh, the perks of custom mapping.
That would be pretty funny. Actually, I think... Oh, the Nomad 4 is not a custom, but this is. So yeah, it could have been... I think this is custom anyway. Could have been done.
Okay, so let's go back in. Let's pick apart the Hidden 2 performance on both of these teams from the qualifiers. It was a 7th place for Norway. They got, well, very well placed on the Hidden pool. 7th place on both. But for Thailand, it was 14th on Hidden 1, but 5th on Hidden 2. A very similar style map to this, but far harder in terms of reading, far harder in terms of the aim you have to put up. Kadama, the early miss. But it's going to be tight between these two.
Yeah, this is expected, I think, to be a very close map. Obviously, you know, you're looking at Yolkspie, you're looking at probably Depi Force, right? 2 players in this lobby who are most likely the best known out of the 8 for their low AR reading and hidden performances. So, you know, the question then becomes, who's going to back them up the best? You get an early break from Anthony W, you got an early break from Kadama. Norway, with a very, very small lead, should go back over to Thailand with that combo advantage, but it's going to be minimal, only about 130 combo difference.
The slow pull, but a pull's all the same. Gravity's on Thailand's side, and the lead ready to flip over. Into the chorus. We're going to see some misses here. Zup's finding the first one. Drops down 300. Now the blue bar replaces the red. Nobody caught out by the triples. You want to be really sure with where you're putting your cursor here. Those, if you play with follow points, they make some really cool shapes, but really distracting ones as well. It's deceptive just how small some of the aim is, just how weird some of the angles are to hit. Everyone making through the 3-2.
Impressive performance here from Thailand so far through this map. The triple FC still intact, Lesperi, Chess, and Depi Force, and Kadama really not that far behind either, as the lead stretches to 135k at the halfway mark. And looking at the cursors, I mean, they look pretty comfortable on this. You mentioned, you know, being very aware of where your cursor is, always having to be so precise with it on this lower approach rate. And Thailand doing a very good job of that, as there is a break from Anthony W. and Yolkspie falls as well. And that may just have given the point to Thailand right there. If they can continue to hold on, Norway with very minimal combo in comparison now.
That is one of the 4 1 million scores that were put up on Hidden 2. The players down for Norway. Depi Force continuing strong. Lesperi as well, matching 99.4%. Nineric, the lone defender from the side of Norway. The pressure is off, really. A huge collapse could happen, but is not looking likely. And with the combos on subs, Nineric, there is not quite enough time. What a dominant display from Thailand, actually.
This was one of the maps that, if you look at qualifiers, you could see Thailand doing well on this here in the round of 32 as well. And they have exceeded all possible expectations.
No, Kadama. Oh no, Eric!
Nineric as well, who was on the 1-100 into the ending. There goes Depi Force as well. The ending snap and back and forth aim, catching a couple of players out, but Lesperi and Chests will close the double FC. 3.85 million for Thailand is an incredible score. A really good job by that team. Down 3-0, picking the low AR hidden and just dominating it.
And honestly, 2 players managing to make it through the ending section. That is one of the most disgusting patterns that I've played on low approach rate. Very impressive display from them. 8 100s for Lesperi, 20 100s for Chests, but the full combo, 98.5%, 1 million score. One of the few teams that I think could beat Norway on low approach rate hidden. And they do it.
Out there. And that being said, it's a quick 2-1. You
Oh,
mentioned
okay.
DT1. You mentioned DT1 before the last Norway pick. Before they ended up going into the Hard Rock one. You mentioned DT1 as being a possible option. This one, a little more of a standard DT1 map. It is 263 BPM. It's got burst. It's got aim. It's exactly what you anticipate when you think of an early stage DT1 pick. 9.4 the AR, so we're not reaching up to anything like the 10.1, 10.3 that we will later on. But other than that, if you're a DT1 player, you're going to be happy with this one. And Norway saying, nope, we're going back into mechanics.
I would say this is pretty similar to the No Mod 2 from earlier, but it's honestly easier. It's less brutal. The tapping isn't quite as intensive as on that No Mod 2. And the aim is very similar too. So we saw quite a close map, or at least visually, to 3 FCs to 2, we saw quite a close map. We could see the same here.
I think definitely a world where this one is highly contested between these teams. We roll in, it looks like Thunder Melver, Nanolini Nineric, Lisberry, Chess, Kadama Master, which is kind of what you'd anticipate, I think, going back to that Nomad 2. Same roster for Norway. Lisberry coming in place of Hinaman, who was in for the Nomad 2 for Thailand. The other 3 the same here. Let's see, I mean, hot off of a really strong performance on the Hidden 2, can Thailand build a little momentum here? Maybe get the break point back on a map that really does feel like both teams will have the ability to put up great scores. I think this one should be pretty close.
I mean, you talked about the switch up earlier from No Mod 2 into No Mod 3. We've got the big switch up again from Hidden 2 into DT1. Speed picks up, the approach rate picks up, you can see the circles again. So any of the players who have stuck in this lobby have to sit through this intro, have to get used to the new stimulus that's being thrown at them. Master, one of the few to drop, one of the ones that wasn't, I think, in the lobby for the Hidden 2. Early advantage to Norway.
Norway, a couple of very high act plays again on Nanolini Nineric, but they will suffer their first break. It's going to be Hunter going down. It's traded, though. Kadama breaking as well, and Master falling a second time. So no advantage gained there for Thailand. 3 FCs to 2, and discomfort, I would say, here showing a little bit for Thailand. Kadama was down at 96 act, has broken a couple times. Master has broken multiple times as well. Lisberry and Chess still looking solid enough, but they're going to need some help, and that help is really going to have to come from Norway finding breaks, and instead it's Chests falling, and, well, perhaps this one not going to be as competitive as we would have thought. At least halfway through, 262k the lead for Norway, and will continue to grow. Triple FC still on the board with very high accuracy on a couple of those members as well.
It's more taxing to the aim hand than it is to the tapping. You can see the bursts coming in, but they're not surrounded by any others. It's all just aim. And it's Norway finding the most success. Hunter finds a second miss. But with the rest of his team holding strong, it's not going to matter too much. There's the combos building for Kadama, for Master. Chess now back on 300. But 400k is the lead. Nineric with a late miss. Drops probably around about 300k score, so all said and done, lead isn't going to be moving any further towards them. Thailand playing the catch-up game. But again, I think its accuracy is telling the tale, the comfort coming far greater from Norway's side. Thailand, 98, 98, 97. They're in it still, don't get me wrong, but you've got Melva, you've got Nanolini pushing through and pushing the score almost as high as Thailand's was on the Hidden 2. And they're looking strong. A great pick from them. Banked well.
Yeah, I think we always expected Norway to opt into this pick at some juncture in this match, and possibly their last pick. And it goes very well for them. 400k, the margin of victory, not quite up to the level of the 1 million score lead for Thailand on the last map, but the double FC, solid backing score from Nineric, kind of the speed player special, and a slight aim miss on a map such as this, which is it brings the difficulty both in the aim and the tapping, but still, job done and well executed there. Nanolini and Melver. Nanolini looking pretty strong so far. Was their top score on the Hard Rock one, their top score on the DT one, and their second best score, and basically matching their top score on the Nomad 2. So any fear of him retaining nerfs from last year completely alleviated by this match. And it's going to be Thailand to try to save themselves on the brink now. Match points for Norway. And they're going to opt into another one of these more gimmicky types of maps. They go Hidden 2 before, and now they're going to go into the Free Mod 2. Smaller circle size of 5.2, lower approach rate of 8.7, and very short as well, only a minute 48.
So who goes Hard Rock here? Who goes Hidden? I'm assuming Deppy Force and Yokes are the ones to take the Hidden on this map. It is AR 8.7, so to me this screams Hidden favor if you want to kind of have the fight about whether Hidden or Hard Rock is preferred on a free mod map. The low star rating could save whatever Hard Rock player is put up on it, and the low approach rate for the no mods, it feels pretty comfortable, in all honesty.
It's interesting, normally this map archetype is often referred to as anti-mod, because it's relatively uncomfortable regardless of what mod you choose, whether you're going Hard Rock and getting tiny circles, whether you're going Hidden and getting low approach rate Hidden. But in this case, as you said, with it, only being 8.7, the Hidden probably going to feel a little better than it might otherwise. The Hard Rock, because of the lower star rating, not going to feel quite as bad as it would otherwise. As you said, gotta figure Yokespy and Deppy Force opting Hidden here. As we load in, our mod's not loading properly on Yokespy. I'm guessing he's gonna have that Hidden up there once it refreshes. Hard Rock on Nineric and on Chests.
Oh, okay.
HDHR Deppy Force Hidden on Kadama over mod for Thailand. Do you like the gambit here?
No, they're here to play. An early miss for Deppy Force, settling into it, but they are definitely here to play. Damn it as well. With a map this short, the misses even in the intro, kind of the harbinger of things to come. If you're missing on an intro like this, you're not going to find the chorus too comfortable. I'm not happy with this. I don't think that was the correct choice for them, but it's the choice they've made all the same, and they've got to run with it now. 200 combo. It looks like a couple of early misses. Maybe caught off guard when the map started, and Kadama finding again, but traded by Anthony, and Yokes dropping too. So both Hiddens are down, Chests follows it up. And Honda and Nineric is a big collapse from Norway. Lasperry and Deppy Force, the two holding combo for Thailand. Clawing that lead back, the Hidden Hard Rock 92%, putting up enough points. Fighting back against Norway.
Deppy Force on that combo game, making it work. Lasperry on the other side of things, the Hayak No-Mod FC. You love having that in your back pocket as a team on this type of anti-mod. Somebody who can go in on no-mod and just be comfortable. And this is looking like another pretty strong Thailand pick. Much like the Hidden 2 was, where they ran out to that huge lead and huge win. They're doing that again, as Norway doesn't have any answer for the FC on Lasperry, the very near FC on Deppy Force. And it is going to be a resounding victory here on this Free Mod 2 from Thailand. Deppy Force, the very late break, but 500k plus, another very well executed map for Thailand.
I'm very, very happy to be proven wrong there. I'm so happy to be proven wrong. 99.5 for Lasperry was, I think, the deciding factor here. But also, the Deppy Force score, if he did not put that up, it could have looked way closer. It was around 300k he needed to push them over the line. He does so. Adds another 500k to it. Well played. Well done.
Norway quickly picking into what I think is the coolest map in this pool.
I think
Hard
I
Rock
agree.
2. Bug Thief. The small circle size precision pick in this Hard Rock pool. It is flowy control tech. It's just, I don't know how to describe it other than this map is freaking cool. I love this pick.
That's all a low circle size pick has to be, really, though, right? I think, like, as long as it is cool, you can kind of get away with pulling anything in this slot. It's an interesting pick, though. We just saw Depi Force play really well on low circle size, but he's out. Could be the tapping that putting a bit of a scare into him, not wanting to play 187 BPM. Very finger control heavy here.
It's going to be
coming for Norway.
And it looks like
Go
we
ahead.
saw Soft Bunny there for a moment, which would be his first appearance, I believe, in this match. Notably was not in for the Precision Hard Rocking qualifiers, but perhaps comfortable enough with this map.
Whoever is comfortable enough with this map, you put them in. It's match point to Norway. Pressure is on. They do need to break this point. Find whatever strength you can. Gather it up. Put it in this lobby. You need it.
And Thailand, if they can get the break point here, have that subtle advantage perhaps of being second pick in the match. They would be opting into their own pick last to try to force the tiebreaker, which mentally, slightly better place to be. But it will require them to first win a Norway pick for the first time, which they have contested but not come particularly close to, I suppose.
No, okay, come on. They
had the
very
10K.
close to the Hard
They had
Rock
the 10K.
one. Like...
I apologize. You're right. They had the, yeah. So they've contested one of three, in a really close fashion. The other two a little bit more one-sided, but
And
that
see,
Hard Rock one was very close.
That's why I think this is an interesting pick from Norway. And interesting being, I'm not sure why they've gone this way when there were other directions they could have taken their decision. That Hard Rock being 10k, it was very mechanics heavy. This a lot more based on control, but Hard Rock, the skill set itself is just based on control. You really want a lot of it. Soft Bunny finding Thailand's first miss. It was Melva to drop 100 combo in, though, the first miss in the map. The sliders, the burst. You really want to make sure you're hitting the entire thing. Melva, but Master drops as well as Lesperry. It's 2 FCs claimed to 1. And it's Chest's the last bastion of Thailand's defense.
It's just not a lot that Chess is going to be able to do on his own, unfortunately for Thailand. One versus,
Huge collapse, however.
hang on. We have a 1v1 on our hands here. It is Chess versus Yokespie, and there is half of the map still left, as Melver, Nineric, Zubs all fall, Lesperry, Soft Bunny both fall as well. And now you have Yokespie holding a 94.
Soft Bunny is not happy in that lobby. Oh.
Here. Yeah, Soft Bunny having a rough time, and there falls Chess as well. Yokespie holding through. No, he breaks right after, and that is essentially just a reset. But look at the combo on Master and on Lesperry. It's 300k. They're going to need a little bit of help, but if they can continue to build into the last third and last quarter of this map where things do kind of ramp up a bit, if they get a little bit of help from Norway, this could get very interesting, but it is holding at 270k. Unfortunately for Thailand, getting fourth player syndrome here with Soft Bunny, clearly not comfortable with this map. And I think that's going to be the death knell for Thailand in this matchup, unfortunately enough. Master on a big combo here. Gotta respect that. 650 has held through large chunks of this map where no one else could. Finally breaks near the end. Over 300k the lead. Into the ending.
It's that
And-
first map nerf in OWC, Soft Bunny. Did play last year as Arigato, but not used to the nerves. The last few sliders hit. We see the lead of 400k and Norway bank their final pick.
That is the 5-2 victory for Norway. You really feel for Soft Bunny. Got to give him some commiseration there, because that's a tough spot to be put into.
Oh, it really is.
Really rough to come in for your first map at 4-2, match point
Yeah, at
down,
match point.
something that challenging. I mean, it's tough, and
hey, something you can't disguise your shakes on.
no, not at all. That precision, whew, rough one, but that's gonna be Norway. They take the point, they take the match, advancing onward into round of 16. They will earn the honor of facing off against Germany, victors against Singapore 5-1 a little bit ago. And that is going to be a banger of a round of 16 match between two teams really looking to put their name into the pot as, you know, top 8, top 6, top 4. Who knows? The sky's the limit for these rosters. Thailand going to fall down as the loser in this match, of course, then to face Singapore, which is another one. Both of those matchups in next week should be very close.
Oh yeah, I'm all of these teams honestly looking on great form especially on the points that, I mean, look at Thailand with the 1 million point on 2 maps. Their strength lies in, well, their strengths, I guess. Looking forward to seeing it next week.
Should be a fun one. As for us here, that is going to actually do it for a little bit. Over on the B stream, we do still have China versus Japan ongoing. China currently leading. No, excuse me. That match currently tied up 3-3. As China has just won 2. So that's a
go
banger.
watch that. Guys, actually go watch that, because this is going to be a crazy finisher.
And after that, it's going to be a small break. We'll have about an hour's time. 17 UTC will be Canada versus Kazakhstan. That'll be the next match here on the main stream. But in the meanwhile, absolutely head over to the second stream, MostLive_2. China versus Japan 3-3 right now. Good luck to both of those teams. Good luck to everyone else. Thank you for watching this one. Congratulations to Norway on the win. I've been 200G. He's been Bubbleman. Thank you all for being here. And we'll see you in about an hour on this stream, an hour and 15 on this stream, as round of 32 here in Osterworld Cup 2024 continues onward on day 1.